दादी से माफी मांगे जाके।
Premchandran ji.
Sir, thank you very much, sir.
I'll give it. Yeah, one second. Manish Tiwari ji, one second, sir. Rule. What is the rule, please?
Under 376 of the rules of procedure, अध्यक्ष जी जो माननीय सदस्य इससे पहले बोल रहे थे, उन्होंने ये कहा कि जो संविधान का 9th शेड्यूल है उसको इसलिए क्रियान्वित किया गया कि काले कानूनों को अमली जामा पहनाया जाए। इस सदन में आप जानबूझ के गलत बयानी नहीं कर सकते। अगर इस देश में कोई सबसे बड़ा काम हुआ है पिछले 70 साल में, वो जमीन सुधार का काम हुआ है, लैंड रिफॉर्म का काम हुआ है। और उस लैंड रिफॉर्म्स के कानून को संरक्षण देने के लिए तो संविधान में 9th शेड्यूल इंसर्ट किया गया था। मेरा आपसे आग्रह है कि ये जो गलत बयानी है संविधान की एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण धारा को लेके उसको सदन के रिकॉर्ड से निकाला जाए।
That will be looked into. If that is the thing, it will be removed. Yeah. Please, Premchandran ji.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, sir. Sir, I do salute the framers of our constitution for their unparalleled wisdom and unmatched foresight, courage and dedication, providing us the lengthiest, the largest written constitution in the world. Sir, when we commemorate and celebrate 75 glorious years of our adoption of Constitution on 26th November 1949, we have to introspect ourselves whether we are honoring the ideals enshrined in the Constitution and thereby fulfill the vision of the framers of the Constitution. Sir, if we critically analyze, even after 75 years of adoption of our Constitution, we are not able to live up to the expectations of the framers of our Constitution or the founding fathers of our Constitution. Sir, on 25th November 1949, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, just now Rahul ji has talked about it. It's a very important fact to be considered at this juncture regarding the economic justice and the social justice when we speak about the political equality. Sir, I'm not quoting because of the paucity of the time. The contradictions between political equality and persistent social and economic inequalities is prevailing in our society. He warned that if these inequalities are not addressed, they will undermine democracy, as true equality cannot exist in a society with systemic disparities, and thereby our political democracy will be in peril. This was on 25th November 1949. Sir, when we are discussing about the Constitution, 75 years of adoption of the Constitution, when this House is discussing, what Dr. Ambedkar has said has become absolutely true and reality, because now the problems we are facing is, number one, the growing difference between the rich and the poor, the marginalization of minorities, exclusion of vulnerable groups from the benefit of development. Sir, if you go through Article 38 and 39, Directive Principles of State Policy, these are the fundamental principles for the governance of a country enunciated in Chapter 4 of the Constitution. Thereby 38 and 39 Directive Principles speaks about minimizing inequalities in income, status and opportunities. Article 39, the state should prevent the concentration of wealth. Prevention of the concentration of wealth and the means of production, and to secure economic and social justice. These are 38 and 39. Sir, let us see the BJP-led NDA government during the last 10 days is trying their level best to concentrate the wealth and the means of production, in particular few companies. It is against the directive principles of the state policy, and this is an attack on the Constitution, because the directive principles of policy, directive principles of state policy is the clear directive government so as to have a welfare state in our country, but the government is diametrically opposite to actual directive principles of such policy. I'm not naming the company because almost all the honorable members have cited that the government in particular and is believing in the economic philosophy that is a concentration of wealth on few companies or families. They are under the impression that they can provide the employment and thereby the economic will grow. So, madam, sir, when we think about the fastest growing economy in our country, let us see that the so-called development, the fruits of the so-called economic development is not reaching to the poor and the marginalized section of the society. So what Mr. Dr. Ambedkar has said that economic and social inequality will destroy the foundations of our democracy that is happening in our country in the current political situation. So the second point which I would like to mention is regarding the secular fabric of our country that is also under threat. Sir, in the last election, we all know that the Honorable Prime Minister in this house as well as outside in the election campaign always talking about the char sau par, 400 plus seats we will come back with absolute majority. Sir, what is the intent of having 400 plus seats? The intent is that they want to change and alter the basic characters of the constitution, for which 2/3 majority is required. That is the reason by which char sau par or 400 plus. But the people of India, the electorate, the people of India have decided not to give absolute majority to this government because they want to protect the secular fabric of the country, the democratic fabric of the country. If they have got this absolute majority of 400 plus seats, definitely the basic characters of the constitution, that is a secular democracy of the constitution enunciated as the basic character of the constitution would have been amended. Sir, 42nd amendment, they are saying that there was in the preamble, original preamble, there is no secularism. Sir, 42nd amendment of 1976, the term secular and socialism is incorporated in the preamble of the constitution. It was not a sudden addition, it was the affirmation of Indian constitution which has well stated. So what was implicit in the constitution is made explicit by means of the 42nd amendment of 1976. During the debate in Constituent Assembly, Dr. K.M. Munshi explained the essence of the secularism. Sir, he said, by including secularism in the constitution, we are ensuring freedom of all faiths and prevent the state from identifying itself with any one religion, unquote. Sir, that means the state has no religion and the state will never promote any religion. But now in India, we are all seeing that what is happening in this country, promoting a particular religion and religious activities are being done by the government, done by the constitutional force. It is totally against the basic principles of our constitution, and secularism is inside. The rise in the hate crimes, communal polarization, marginalization of the religious minorities, definitely it will lead to the erosion of the secular fabric. Sir, a country like India having the multi-religious and the pluralistic society, definitely the uniting factor of this country, 140 crores of people of India. What is the uniting factor? What is the uniting factor is nothing but the word or the concept of secularism. That is a traditional concept of India, traditional culture of India. And the third point which I would like to make is that during the last 10 years you are trying to weaken the constitution and the constitutional institutions like judiciary, election commission, finance commission, and even the comptroller and auditor general of India. So 2014 you have come to power. Why? Because of the comptroller and auditor general of India. 2G scam, Raja is here. 2G scam, 3G scam, Commonwealth Games. Sir, why nowadays no report is coming against the government from the comptroller and auditor general of India? Because the comptroller and auditor general of India, all the constitutional institutions, the political influence, and they are now become the part and parcel of the government. That is the reason why this no report is not coming to it. And the last fourth